Good morning everyone. My name is Faizan Sagir Ansari and today I am here to give a brief presentation on type of registers. So what are digital registers actually is? So it is used to store an bit of memory. And how is it? By make a group of flip-flops. As we know, flip-flop can store 1 bit memory. So an bit register consists of an number of flip-flops, and this an bit register can capable of storing an bit of data. So now, what are the types of registers? So we have four shift registers first: the serial input, serial output, serial input, parallel input, serial output, and parallel input, parallel output. Then there is a bidirectional shift register and then universal shift register. So now our first shift register, SISO, serial input, serial output. Actually, what is happening here? We have four flip-flops: FF3, FF2, FF1, FF0, and clock is bound to each one of them, the same clock. And after we start giving serial inputs D in to the our SISO, then it starts shifting data in each negative clock edge, and the shifting data start giving output Q0 in the end after each negative clock edge. And so we get our output after 4 clock cycles here. So we will show the operations how it's working in next slide. So now we will discuss about the operation in SISO. So let all the flip-flop initially in the rest condition Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0 is 0, and we will give input binary input 1111 into the register. And what will happen after each negative clock cycle is this: after first negative clock edge is after giving least significant bit as first input D in, D3 will become 1 because it is get input, and Q3 will store 1 because we know that when the input is 1, the output is also 1 in D flip-flop, and when it is when the data input is 0, then stored data is also 0. So from where you can see when the D3 is 1, Q0 store 1, and D2 will store the previous output coming from FF1 Q0, which is 0. So D2 will remain 0 and Q2 also remains 0, as we know that when D2 0, Q0 is also 0. And similarly D1 remains 0 and Q1 remains 0 and D0 remains 0 and Q0 remains 0. So we have stored first bit here and still, and after second negative clock edge cycle we will do second least significant bit as input, and D3 remain 1, Q3 remain 1. Now D2 remain the previous input from Q3, which is 1. Now Q2 will become 1 also because stored the D2, and Q1 remains 0 because of the last input of the Q2, and Q1 remains 0, and still D0 remains 0 and Q0 remains 0, and the 2 bit now stored in our register. In the third negative clock edge cycle, we now understand the shifting fashion of this, right shifting fashion of this. So we can understand how 3 bits can the 3 bits here 111 stored in our register, and only one cycle left for our last bit to store. Here we can understand the last bit also stored in our last negative clock edge cycle, most significant bit now stored, and this is our most significant bit, then it is our least significant bit in our register stored. So this is the truth table. We can understand how with each passing negative clock cycle the input we are passing is 111, and it is storing in the shifting manner. We can understand by each negative clock cycle steps, and with this waveform we can understand it more clearly, like from D input, when the clock before the first negative clock has arrived we give a input 1, and before second we also give 1 input, and before third negative clock has arrived we give 1 input, and 4 also give 1 input. The stored word initially is 000, and after first clock has cycle we have the stored value in our Q3, which is equals to 1, and every other stored input is 0. And in our second, the Q3 and Q2 become 1, and Q1 Q0 remains 0, and in our third, Q0 remains 0 and all other become 1, and in Q4 each our stored input become 1 1 1 1, and now our registered is fully stored our 4 bits. So our next shift register is SIPO, serial input parallel output. So it is same as SISO. The input is serial and we store the data in our flip-flops, and when the data is stored we have get the parallel output instead of serial output. In serial output we have to wait 4 clock cycles to get our 4-bit data, but here we can get the each bit of data in only in 1 clock cycle. So we get output in only 1 clock cycle. So it is same in speed as SISO, but we can get output in very short cycle. Our next shift register is parallel input, parallel output, PIPO. In this mode, the 4-bit binary inputs B3, B2, B1, B0 is applied to our each flip flop respectively in at their inputs D3, D2, D1, D0, and when the negative clock edge applied, the input binary bits will be loaded into the flip flops simultaneously, and the loaded bit will appear simultaneously to output side, and only 1 clock pulse is required for this purpose. So we will get the input data and we get the parallel output. It is input data here, it is wrong here, and we will get the parallel output in just 1 clock cycle. It is fast, but it is not durable for long range, because in serial input we are getting a serial data only from one wire, we can say, and here we need 4 inputs wires. So for long distances it is not suitable, but for short distances it is fast and can be used for different purposes rather, and every of the receptors are used for different purposes only. So our next is parallel input, serial output. Parallel input, serial output, PISO. As by name we can understand, the input we have in the parallel fashion and the output in serial form. So how we will get the input in parallel fashion? So we can see with the help of this combination circuits here. In between these flip-flops we use the shift and load mode here. What is this modes are? In load mode we load the data input in parallel form, and in shift mode we shift the data to get the serial output. So in load mode we give we set the initial value as 0 here, and by setting this value 0, the 1 3 5 will not work, these AND gates, because we have 0 as the input here. So we have only working gates at 2 4 and 6, and we are getting B1 2 and 3 as input here. So we will get these input here, B2 sorry B1 here and B2 here and B3 below this 6 out, and this is the OR gate. So 0 and B1 we will get input as B1 here, and D1 will become get input as B1. Similarly D2 will get B2 input and D3 will get B3 input, and we are D0 is already getting B0 as input. So now we have already loaded the data in parallel fashion with the help of load mode, and now with the help of shift mode, when we change this value to 1, the gates 2 forces stop working and 1 3 5 become active, and when this gate become active it will form the connection Q2 to D1. Here we can see the OR gate, so we will get the Q2 value to this D1, and similarly here we will get Q2 value, Q1 value to this D2 and Q2 value to this D3. So we can see here it is following that shift register format. So when we change the shift mode it starts shifting its data, and we will get the output in serial format. In after each negative clock edge we will get one input in the serial form. So after 4-bit cycle we will get our full output. Next is bidirectional shift registered. That means it can shift to left and right in both direction. By shifting left, it means it is multiplying our bit by 2, and by shifting right, it means we are dividing our bit by 2. So we can control using mode control M, and for mode control M values 1. Our AND gate 1 3 5 7 is work perfectly fine. 2 4 6 8 remain shut, and for this input for mode 1, which is actually the right shifting. So we will input get D right, and for D3 the D right input will stored in D3, and Q3 will store this value, and Q3's value passed through this D2 here, and similarly this Q2 value passed through D1 here, and similarly Q1 value is passed through this D0 here. And we have stored, and after each clock cycle, negative clock cycle, we can shift this value to right as we want. And for left shift here, we will change our mode control to 0 and input D left, and when we start from giving to left, we will get our value D0 as DL, and this Q0 value will be now set for D1. So D1 will get Q0 from here, and similarly this D2 will get value from this Q1 here, and this D3 will get value from this Q1 here, sorry, Q2 here. So we can see the bits are lifting shaft here. After each negative clock cycle, the bit get shift to left because with the help of this combinator circuits in between. So this is bidirectional shift register used for multiplication and division. So our final register is universal shift register. So what is universal shift register? A register which can be bidirectional plus can get parallel inputs. That means it can shift data to left and right, and also get parallel inputs and serial inputs. That means it can perform any type of shift registers that we have just performed before, and so we can control it by using some control points. Let me see here, block diagram, and the mode control amp. When this value is 1, what we can see here is we will get parallel outputs, oh sorry, parallel inputs as inputs, and when this mode control point value is 0, we have input as serial format. So we can change the input for input fashion by just changing the mode control point amp, and to change the shifting we have to make a right shift. If suppose we have to make right shift, we will give the voltage to this 9 and gate, and if we want to give to left it, we will give voltage to 10 gate and remain 9 shut. So similar, so we can see here we can perform any type of register, any type of register we want to perform, whether it is left, whether it is right, whether PPO, CPO, each we can perform each operations in this universal shift register. So that's all in the types of register, and thank you for staying with me.